Hello, I'm probably riding my bike. One of the questions I get asked the most in the comments, maybe the second most common question after what handlebars are those, is how do you record your videos? So in this video I'm going to talk about the secrets, or maybe not so secret, ways that I record and capture my rides. People often told me I should make a YouTube video about riding my bike in Seoul because they enjoyed watching my posts on Instagram and they just knew how much I loved doing it. I didn't really know where to start, what kind of concept I would have, and I thought I didn't have enough gear. But then one day when I was out riding my Rivendell Romulus, I decided just to film a bike check and film some of the ride home, and that's when this channel started. I think I put off starting because I didn't really feel comfortable talking into a camera. But in that video I just decided to do a voiceover, and that's where I am now, still doing the same thing. But I think my videos have got a bit better. But I think to start off you don't need all the gear. I just started off filming, editing, doing the voiceover, all just on my phone. It was good enough to begin with shorter videos. But as my videos got longer, it wasn't really enough. So for my birthday a couple of years ago, my wife bought me the Insta360 GO 3, a tiny little camera that attaches to your chest with a magnetic pendant. And that's how I'd been getting all my riding shots until now. I think the camera really improved my videos and made it a lot safer, because riding around with one hand on your handlebars and one hand trying to film with your phone is not very safe at all. I don't recommend it. So the last couple of years I've been really loving using this camera. So I was delighted recently when Insta360 reached out and offered me to try out their new tiny compact action cam, and also offered to sponsor some videos. I was more than happy already using their cameras, so I was delighted to have this opportunity to get this sponsorship and try out some new cameras. The gift of the camera from my wife was the perfect birthday gift. And with Christmas coming up, maybe it's the perfect Christmas gift for someone else, or just for yourself. And here it is, the Insta360 GO Ultra. Some similarities to the GO 3 I had, but definitely some upgrades. It's a tiny bit bigger, but still very lightweight and portable. Without the action pod, the little camera is only 53 grams, for you weight weenies out there. It's a sleek, square design and charges in the action pod, which has a screen which you can flip out if you want to film yourself. The screen also works when the little pod's outside of the charging case. It's easy and perfect for daily use, and the flip screen's super easy to use. I like when I can strap the little camera to my chest. It's a hands-free point of view. So you kind of capture the ride without disturbing your experience, really. It captures really good high-definition 4K video with up to 60 frames per second. The battery's improved from the previous camera too, with 70 plus minutes of runtime for just the standalone camera, and then a whopping 200 minutes when the action pod is inside. Strava is currently not available in Korea, but there's a major update and upgrade for this camera is you can import your Strava data into your dashboard and have it showing on the footage. There's also lots of really cool accessories that you can get. This is the GO Ultra Premium Cycling Bundle, which has all the accessories that I use in this video. It's a special edition pack trusted by the UAE team and Tadej Pogačar. Good for fast roadies and slower cyclists like me alike. Open up the box and you got the accessories and a pre-printed Tadej Pogačar autograph. Let's have a look inside. So we've got the flexi angle mount, the flexi strap mount, action mount, screen protector, which I definitely need, and a welcome addition to this camera, the micro SD card. There's also a ring remote which works on the X5 camera too. And finally, the main event, the Insta360 GO Ultra. This is the black version, and I have the white version as well. Nice to have the options. There's more accessories inside this box with the camera and the magnetic necklace, which is my favourite accessory, a charging cable, and the magnetic easy clip. Here's how the magnetic pendant works. It goes under your clothes, just clip it on like that. I love how easy and simple it is to use. And it's not too intrusive. You can subtly film your rides, and then if you feel uncomfortable filming, you can take it off super easily. I like the recording lights move to the top as well, so you know when you're recording. The red flashing light. Here's the flexi strap mount with the quick release mount, which you can attach to a lot of places like the handlebars. And it uses the magnetic but with some extra clips to secure. You can flip the screen over if you want to film yourself and see what you're filming. It twists around easily enough to see the other perspective too. Here's the camera in action. You can twist it around while you're riding as well. You can take the pod out and attach it to the same mount as well. Quick release clips and the magnet keep it secure. It's a fun tiny camera to try it on different places too, with the strap mount. You get some rear view point of views as well. You can basically strap it anywhere on your bike and try out some different point of views. And one of the coolest features is it's magnetic. So if you have a steel bike or steel parts on your bike, you can attach it to different parts of your bike. But there are surfaces all over the place that you can attach it to with the magnet, like the majority of lampposts or signposts, just to get another point of view of you riding. As I said before, you can see what the camera's filming through the screen even when it's not inside. You can get your shot, take it straight away and attach it to your magnetic pendant, and off you go. Really fun to use. This is the flexi angle mount, so you can put the pod inside there. You can change the angle. It's also magnetic. Be good if you have different riding positions in different bikes, but you can clip it to a cap or anywhere and get some other points of view. Just loads of fun accessories to try out. And this is the tiny little ring remote that you can use to remotely start recording. Could be quite useful if you're further away from the camera. As I said, this also works on the Insta360 X5 camera as well. So let's go on a ride and use this camera a bit more. Starting off most of the ride with my favourite mount, the magnetic pendant mount. I like the ultra wide point of view, 156 degrees field of view. You get to see the handlebars and a lot of the scenery as well. I'm looking forward to trying it in some low light situations as well. It's got a stronger sensor than the previous camera, but I think it will perform well in low light. As I said, this video is sponsored by Insta360. The links are in the description below, so if you're interested in making videos like mine, I definitely recommend the camera. But if you buy it through my link, you're also helping me out. You can use the code Probably Riding for some free accessories, and sometimes there'll be some discounts on offer too. The premium cycling bundle has everything that you need. I'm well into my ride now. It's a little bit different to my normal commute because I'm going on some training course on the other side of Seoul. I did almost consider getting the train there because it's a bit further away. But I'm so glad I decided to ride. It's always the best decision. I've ridden through these parts of Seoul to the area I'm going to before, but usually on the weekend, so it has a different atmosphere and vibe during the week, during the morning rush hour, or a bit earlier than the regular rush hour. The city feels different at this time. Different mood. People going about their ways on a weekday morning. It's just great to experience the city in a different way. I might have ridden these roads before, but every time's a different story. When I checked on Kakao Maps the best route to get to my destination, it quite often suggests going along the Han River bike path, which would be the safest and easiest way, but it was almost double the distance. About an hour's ride, but you wouldn't be stopping for any traffic lights or anything. But I decided to go straight through the city, because the Han River bike path can get kind of monotonous and boring, especially on a cold day. Almost feels lonely at times. This was still kind of windy through the city, but more direct. Taking all the back streets and shortcuts. Tiny part I'm riding through used to be a bike lane, but now cycling is forbidden, so don't tell anyone that I was riding my bike through here. I get annoyed every time that this bike lane was removed. I remember moving back to Seoul and being so amazed that this park had a bike lane running the whole way through it. Now we're pushed back onto the roads. I had a coffee at home, and I would have stopped for one on the way to my course. But it's too early for any of the cafes to be open. The only ones open this early are at Starbucks, but I'd rather cut my own tongue off than drink coffee at Starbucks. Taking a little shortcut across this huge intersection through Shincheon, which is a university area, a place I used to frequent in my younger days. I don't come here so often anymore. In the days and the evenings there's all sorts of street performers and dancers around here. It's quite cool. And this is Yonsei University, one of the top 2 in Korea, alongside Seoul National University and KAIST. Incredibly competitive to get into. People are preparing their children even when they're as young as 5 years old. Anyway, I was meant to be talking about how I make my videos. I went off on a tangent as usual. I was saying I used to just do everything on my phone, but I got my upgraded cameras and I managed to save some money to buy a new laptop, a MacBook, to do my editing. It's so much easier than doing it all on my phone, which took forever. And I got myself a microphone upgrade too for my voiceovers. Filming the rides is the easy part because I'm just riding every day. I enjoy the process of going on my bike rides and filming them too. And I've got a good smooth workflow with editing now. The part that maybe takes the longest is the voiceover. Mostly because it's just hard to find a quiet time to do it. Sometimes what I want to say just comes out easily. Sometimes I have to think a bit more. Often it's just what I've been thinking around that time. And sometimes it's just talking about what's in the video. This training course had some nice Fritz coffee and a few snacks. It was training to be a better leader. Less how to lead people, but more how to be self-aware to make yourself a better leader. It was a good 2-day course. I definitely feel more self-aware afterwards, but apparently only 10% of people are truly self-aware. Most people dramatically overestimate their own self-awareness. Internal self-awareness is understanding your thoughts and motivations and values, emotions and triggers and patterns. And external self-awareness is understanding how other people see you. Most people are bad at one or the other, or usually both. Back to how I make my videos. The voiceovers are basically what I think about when I'm riding bikes. And I'm riding bikes a lot, so I do a lot of thinking. I very rarely have a script. When I'm riding around, sometimes I think about what I might say. Or before I start my voiceover, I have some points that I want to include. But a lot of it's kind of stream of consciousness stuff. Just talking about what's on my mind, what I've read, what I've listened to. I'm amazed that so many of you seem to really enjoy listening. In real life social situations, I'm someone who steps back a bit more, would prefer to listen rather than be the centre of attention. So it's nice to have this video for me to have a chance to just to get my thoughts out. Kind of like a journal, I guess. And through making these videos, I've made a lot of friends I haven't met yet, but I've made a lot of friends that I meet quite regularly. Junho met for a quick lunchtime coffee because I knew he was in the neighbourhood and messaged him to see if he had a quick 30 minutes. And we were nearby Dark Edition, so it was, of course, the priority to go there. I haven't been here for like 9 months. It was good to be back to stop for a glorious flat white, perhaps the best in Seoul. And good to have a brief bike ride with a friend who has a beautiful bike. Just sometimes you got to make sure the camera's facing the right way. You can turn it over to get vertical footage. There is also a free frame setting that records kind of a 180 or 156 degree view, and you can cut it for both formats, YouTube or Instagram. So the cars queuing up for that car park. That's why I don't like driving, because half the time people think it's faster, but half the time you're looking for parking. A short but sweet meeting with Junho. He went off to meet his friends and I went back to the course for the afternoon. I guess on the weekend. Then on the way home, I decided to take the long way home along the Han River bike path because it was a glorious sunny day. Just the beginning of winter, with the autumn leaves still clinging on to a few trees. The morning was a crisp -3 degrees. It's warmed up a bit this afternoon to a balmy 3 degrees Celsius. No idea how Fahrenheit works. But I love it when the air is clean in the winter here, with these crisp blue skies and clean air. Perfect bike riding weather if you just wear enough layers to stay warm and have a good pair of gloves. From here it's basically bike path the whole way home. This is coming on to the Hongjaechon stream path, close to Hongdae and Mangwon Market. And my pet peeve, people smoking in the bike lane, or people just smoking in the street. I think it's disgusting and obnoxious. Sorry if you're a smoker and you're watching. This long ride along the bike path without the distraction of cars it's a good time to try out the new camera and play around with it. I think the colours and the quality are really nice. Previous model, the Go 3, recorded up to 2.7K, but I used to just shoot in 1080. But I think the 4K quality looks pretty nice on YouTube. Headphones in on the bike paths, listening to music. I forget that I'm singing along or drumming along on my handlebars. Look like I'm angry at those runners, but I was just listening to the music. I think I had Meshuggah on my headphones for this ride. Usually over the winter they're doing some maintenance or remodelling of the bike lanes. So it's nice to get a different route, slightly off the main path, just for a change. And I appreciate that Seoul does so much to maintain this infrastructure for us. The small camera is easy to pick up and take different shots. If you want to appreciate just some different angles of my most beautiful Atlantis. And it's easy to get some selfie footage. You just got to find the right angle. Not that one. No, not that one. There we go, that one's just right. On the way home I was keen for just one more coffee. So I quickly checked the camera footage of my babies to see if they were sleeping in bed. And I think I timed it just right. So let's quickly stop off for a coffee before they wake up. The wonders of the modern world that I can check my baby's sleep on my phone while I'm riding my bike across Seoul. A quick stop at my go-to travertine cafe in Yongsan. Chance to play around with my new camera again too. A single origin Guatemala latte. So good. And even a point of view shot of me drinking it. And using the flexi angle mount to get a couple of other shots. I feel like a bit of a wally filming myself in public, but I like how small and subtle this is, as I said before. So remember to check the links in the description if you're interested in getting one of these cameras for yourself. Yes, this video has been sponsored by them, but I do genuinely recommend the camera for riding. It's great. And if you're ever thinking about starting your own YouTube channel, you should do it. I'm enjoying the range of new channels coming out all over the world with a kind of similar vibe to mine, but each doing it in their own way. Bikes, Books and Buildings based in Oslo is my current favourite. He uses the same camera as well, the Insta360 GO Ultra. And Bike Breath, another favourite, also using the same camera too. So check out their channels if you want to see some more footage from the camera. As always, I appreciate you all being here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.